near Amherst.
What is it?
Called Brimfield.
Is that where you do
Antique Market.
furniture sometimes? I want to come.
Come.
Do you need a ticket?
No, it's fully free.
I haven't been up there in over 20 years.
I have 3 options of places to stay. I'll send them to you.
Okay.
That are all 20 minutes away.
Okay.
And it's in Brimfield.
That would be fun.
It's like an empty, but 3 times a year.
They said like a big
150 vendors
flea market
come.
like style.
Flea market, people sell things from like very expensive high-end furniture
Yeah.
to like knickknacks and nonsense.
Yeah.
But you filter your way around and you can pick everything out. I have a few pieces for the house that I'm looking for, and then Chloe and Kelly just bought a warehouse in West Philly
Yeah.
that they're looking to furnish with like big dining table. I'm
Yeah.
like, bring the minivan, bring a little Sprinter, and you can furnish your whole
That'd be
place.
such a fun trip.
Because it's everything from, like you were saying, like super high end, but then every once in a while you get someone who's like, I've owned a vintage store for 40 years, I'm done.
Yeah.
And they just bring
Everything.
And I find this will be my 6th time going. Thanks, Mac. Historically, the September one is the least muddy, the least hot. July is always too hot. And then I don't know if this is a trick that I've played, but September I find that a lot of the vendors are looking to get rid of their stuff for the winter, so they're much more negotiable to
That's true.
asking for prices.
Yeah, and I'm like, I was talking to people who went this year, or like just in May.
Yeah.
It was like raining the
Whole time. I saw that.
Yeah,
How much is
so-
that fun?
It's a, once you're there, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, child, a 5-hour drive and wading through the water. It's like,
And I saw some people are like, we have to wait at vendors at 5 in the morning. I'm like, I can't. I can't. But I applaud
I can't
those that
figure
do.
this out. Like,
Perfect.
I don't like it. Did you see what it is? Do we interaction?
The right side of that mat can be pulled a little bit further back.
Shiva side or plant side?
Shiva side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a little bit more even now.
Okay.
It's a little less like I'm in the screen.
Crockeyed.
Yeah. Thank you. It was just your presence. How was your trip? Good. When did you get back?
Last Monday. My flight got cancelled and got delayed, so I was like, will I make home? I was in flight for 21 hours straight. I'm glad your dad came back on time because then it was like, I don't know how it was.
Did you fly to Newark or to Philly?
Newark, and that starts up happening in
Yeah.
Newark as well. They take a lot of time to run. So I'm going to practice today. and
Please.
come
Oh my
back
goodness. Yes.
Next.
How was the trip?
Good trip.
Yeah. 3 weeks.
3 weeks, but like, I'm still like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you're back.
yeah.
One jumped in the bag.
One.
Yeah.
But, okay.
I've done it a couple times. Yeah. I probably won't on this trip, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
You never know.
We'll see. If it's warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Hi everyone. Happy Monday. Good to see you all. We're just waiting on a few more folks, but there's plenty of room for them to come as they trickle in. Take your time to grab anything you need. We'll definitely use 2 blocks today. If you know your knees, or spoiler alert, the crown of your head gets sensitive, putting it on the mat. A blanket is always a great idea. Therapy balls and a strap. So everything. And I can bring those over to you as we start to move about too. Great to be with you. Lots of you, almost all of you I recognize, but on the off chance we haven't officially said hi, or it's been some time, my name is Anisha. And we've made it. Today is our last day of the 7-week series, which has felt both like 1 week and also 1 year of the chakras. So today, today we make our way up to the very crown of our heads in the 7th chakra. So to back it all the way up very quickly, some of us have been together for all of them. Some of us have been popping in and out of a few. If you've missed any or all, no big deal. The beauty of the chakras is that they are all, yes, interconnected, but you can think of each one of them individually. But chakras themselves are thought to be these wheels or energetic circles of energy that exist in our body. We're thought to have an infinite number, as many neural pathways as we have is thought to be how many chakras we have, but for the sake of teaching a 7-week series and for the sake of understanding them and learning them, we talk about the 7 pathways system. And over the past couple of weeks, we've worked our way up from the first at the base of the spine, and today we're at the very crown of the head. And one thing I want to mention before I describe what this chakra is all about is that there's so many ways to learn and understand these chakras. A lot of the information that I get, I forgot to bring the book today, of course, is from a book written by Anadea Judith called The Wheels of Life. And she talks about all of the different ways that you can access them. So I like to teach them and share them and think about them starting from the first up to the 7th. And this is thought to be a chakra system or a pathway that's called a liberation pathway, meaning you think about your first chakra and you think about what it is that you tangibly need to exist as a human person. We all need water, we all need food, we all need sleep in order to survive and exist to do what we're going to do. And so if we're moving towards consciousness, if we're moving towards bliss, if we're moving towards nirvana, which is what today's chakra is all about, I don't want to project, maybe you can, but I can't achieve consciousness, bliss, and nirvana unless I've had enough water to drink. Yeah, like I need those basic human needs met. So one way to think about them is moving yourself up the chain from down to up. The other way to think about it is called the manifestation pathway, starting from number 7 to number 1. And the way I like to think of this is, say you have an idea, or you have a dream, or you have a vision for something you want to do next. You think about it at the crown of the head. It's a thought, it's an idea, it's a perception. You start to imagine it between the eyebrows. You start to vocalize it to those around you. You start to feel it in your heart, in your center. You start to make action and direction. You see what your desires are, and then when you get to the first chakra, it becomes a reality. You work from the idea into reality versus working from basic needs into seeing a bigger world. So I like to mention that way of thinking about them because it helps create a little bit more order and distinction. So, number 7. The Sanskrit name of this chakra, it's called Sahasrara chakra. Its English translation is thousandfold. And if you ever look at imageries of the chakras, they're all symbolized by a lotus flower. Lotus flowers that have different petals. The first one has 4, the second one has 8, the third has 16, and so on and so forth as they fractalize. And so by the time you get up to the crown of your head, it's called the 1,000-petaled lotus, for which each petal unfurls. There's another 1,000 waiting to reveal themselves to you. The color that this chakra is associated with is all of them: white, gold, rainbow. It encompasses the And it's thought to be associated with both our ability to access the divine, something greater than yourself, and also the way the divine accesses you. It's a two-way, multi-system portal. So I have lots more to say about it. Today's practice will take a few rounds of pranayama to start. We'll work towards headstand, Shirshasana, and get some weight on the crown of the head. And then we'll end today's practice in a few rounds of seated meditation in any way in which that you choose to perform it. But as always, every practice, you take breaks, sip water, the fans and air conditioning will turn on as it starts to get warmer in here, but let me know how you're feeling so we can regulate that HVAC, because that's why it's nice to practice indoors. But I'm happy you all are here. Let's start together in a comfortable seat when you're ready. You can start however you'd like. Maybe you're lying down on your back. Perhaps you're seated with your legs crossed or your knees are right underneath you. If you are seated, you might see what it feels like to sit up on something, your blanket or on your block, so that your hip bones can naturally be higher than your knees. To let your hip flexors soften and your low back really lift and lengthen. As your hands fall anywhere they fall, in your lap or on top of your thighs. Let your eyes close or soften to listen for the sound of your breath. When we close our eyes, it's a moment to see every version of yourself more clearly. The you that you were, the you that you are, and the you that you continue to make space to become into. They all exist in this form. So with those eyes soft and your attention turned inward, you listen for the thread of your breath that connects every version of yourself together. Each inhale might move from your nose, down into your belly, and up into your heart. And as you exhale, the breath pours itself up and out through the crown of your head, creating more space for more breath. A few more rounds just on your own. Each breath moves in, down, and wide. Every exhale pours itself up, out, and through you. Let's begin our time and our practice here with each other, with 3 more rounds of that same breath. Give yourself a moment to place your hands to center anywhere that feels for you, somewhere on your person, or perhaps in front of your heart. In a moment of self-reverence. If your hands are in Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs to meet yourself where you are. Wait for your next inhale as it fills you up. And exhale to offer the breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. Your breath. Pause for even a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes with listening for and really remembering your breath. Now keeping that attention inward as best as you can. Let your hands release. Gently blink your eyes open. And we'll start for a moment in the neck and shoulders today. So if you're seated cross-legged, you might switch with shin or ankle is on top to mix it up. And to find a little length through the sides of the neck, bring your right hand to the top of your head first. Press your head up into your palms to grow taller. And now keep that as you drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, feeling some space in the left side of your neck. Your right hand might slide down towards your left ear. And see what it feels like to, instead of pressing the head down, press your head up into that right palm, create some resistance, and then use your fingertips to lengthen and traction your head away from the shoulder itself. You might keep your left hand on your thigh. You might reach it off to the side, palm up or down, or even gently open and close your mouth to notice what you feel on the left side of your neck. Get a big breath in and a deeper breath out. Now on your next inhale, slowly release the hand as you draw your head up through center. Check it out from side to side, any difference between the right and left. And for the second side, same thing, left hand to the top. How tall can you get? Push your head up into your palm. And now keep that as you drop your left ear towards that left shoulder. We'll be spending some time here today on the neck, the shoulders, the top of your head. So without any weight on it, just notice what the sides of your neck, your jaw, and your throat feel like. Again, you might keep the right hand where it is or reach it off to the side, but continue to gently press your head up into the left hand. Use your fingertips to lengthen your head away from the shoulder, feeling the sternocleidomastoid, the side of the neck, even your traps. On your next inhalation, draw your head up through center. Release your left hand, check it out as you come forward to tabletop onto all fours, and we'll start to link movement and breath together with some rounds of cat and cow. You might have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. Perhaps you use them as we begin to move about. As you make your way to table, do bring your hands as wide as your mat and an inch forward of your shoulders. With your knees underneath your hips, curl your toes under. Feel the arches and webbing of your feet. And now begin to round and arch your spine, moving with your breath through rounds of cat and cow. Take 6 cycles of breath on your own. You might soften or close your eyes to really notice the sensation underneath your skin, what you don't necessarily see with your eyes, but you can clearly feel. Perhaps you stay in the more rounded or arched shape for a few extra breaths. You might move more forward and back, your hips towards your heels, and shoulders forward of the wrists. With your next 2 breaths, can you let them be full, wide, and expansive into every corner of your being. As you find your way back to table, come to your neutral spine. With your hands and shoulders where they are, watch for your props behind you. As we find a calf stretch, reach the right leg back. Curl the toes under and reach back through your right heel to notice what you feel in the back of your right leg. Even if the eyes are closed, as the heel goes back, can you slide the crown of your head forward towards the front of the room? A full breath in and a longer breath out. And then after a few breaths, take it back to table and switch sides. Reach back through the left heel. Notice what you feel on the back of the left leg. And as you reach through your heel, slide the heart forward towards the front of the room. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. As you come back to table, find your neutral spine. Walk your hands forward of your shoulders. Bring your knees behind your hips, and with your toes curled under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and all the breaths you need to find your way there. In your down dog, it might be stillness that your body desires. It might be some movement of pedaling your heels or bending and straightening both legs. But offer to that breath. Over these past few weeks, we've worked our way from the bottom up. The red earth quality at the base of the spine governing the legs. The orange with the element of water in and through the hips. The yellow like the rays of the sun in the center of your belly. The green of the heart, the blue of the throat, and the indigo between the eyebrows. As you feel that radiance of color, that breath that pours itself through you, take another breath in and a deeper breath out. The bottom of your exhale, lift the heels, soften your knees, look forward, and 1 foot at a time, begin to walk your feet towards your palms. Those blocks might be right there, so your hands can come to blocks out in front of your feet. Let the floor meet you where you are. You might widen your feet or bend your knees to give your low back some extra space. But let your head be heavy here, and if it feels appropriate for your neck and shoulders, even gently nod your head yes, and slowly nod your head no. We'll be moving towards Shirshasana, an inversion, and anytime your head is below your heart, like it is right now, you're upside down. Can you feel for the quality of your breath? A bigger breath in, and a longer breath out. Now climb your hands up onto your hips, stand down through your legs, and a big inhale brings you up to rise as your hands come down by your sides. Let your feet be right underneath your hips. Take an inhale to reach your arms forward and up, and on your exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Inhale brings you up halfway, grow longer through your spine, and on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, and step it back to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Your knees might be up, they might be down behind your hips, but push through your palms, feel the shoulder blades broaden on your upper back, and then slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest. A big breath in, and on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way to your belly. Wait for your inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift up through the chest. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 steady breaths. Chakra number 7, Sahasrara, the 1,000-fold lotus at the top of the head. It's the way that we access the divine, the way the divine pours itself in and through us. So as you feel for the breath, you take a breath from your nose into your belly, and on your exhale, push down and forward through your hands to lift your hips up and back to the wall behind. When you find your next exhale, lift the heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward, feet towards your hands. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen. On your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a long breath in to rise, stand through your legs, reach up, touch the sky, and exhale to bring your hands down by your sides. On your next breath, big inhale to reach your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, fold, bowing in. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge, and bring your hands high up onto blocks or fingertips on either side of that right foot. Wiggle your left toes back just an inch more so you get longer. And now with that left hand down, reach your right arm straight ahead towards the front of the room. Try to reach 1 more inch through the right fingertops, and then tack your right hip towards the back of your mat. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, let's twist open to the right, a big revolve. Twice more, reach the right hand back, and then forward, a big breath in. Every exhale, revolve. 1 more on your own, following your breath. Inhale through the lunge. And as you exhale, the 3rd time you twist to the right, stay here. Reach the right arm to the sky. Lift your back heel higher to the ceiling. Wrap your right hip towards the back of your mat. And then can you slide the shoulders back and the ears back to lean back against yourself. A deeper breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale and bend into that front right thigh. And then inhale to unwind. Bring your right hand down. Step it forward with all the hops you need. Left foot meets your right. Inhale to lengthen halfway. And exhale to fold in towards yourself. For that second side, left foot stays forward. Bring your right foot back to catch your lunge. The higher up you are on blocks or fingers, the more space your torso and hips have to move. But with that right hand down, reach your left arm ahead, as if you could reach for the wall in front of you. Grow long through the fingertips, but try to wrap that left hip towards the back of your mat. A big breath in. Following your exhale, twist open to the left. How big of circles can you make? Twice more. Inhale to reach forward. Every exhale, revolve. Notice the wrist, the shoulder, the forearm. And now the next time you twist open to the left, stay here for a breath. Reach the left arm to the ceiling. Reach up through the right heel, the right thigh. And as you wrap your left hip to the back of your mat, can you lean back against yourself? A bigger breath in. Stay for your exhale and bend into that front thigh. And now inhale to unwind, lower the hands. Step your left foot back to meet your right for downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale through the plank pose. As you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. A long breath in through the nose, and a deeper breath out through your nose or parted lips. From your down dog, lift the right leg up and back. Step your right foot forward to catch your lunge. And now pivot your hands and feet over to the left to come into your wide-legged forward fold. Good, as all 10 toes face the long edge of your mat, tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock. And notice what it feels like to lift and spread all 10 of your toes. Just for a moment, where does the weight fall in the corners of your feet? Now keep the toes lifted as you hug your feet towards each other. Feel the inner thighs engage. A big breath in. And on your exhale, lower the toes. You might soften the elbows as you bow in towards yourself. A big breath in. And a deeper breath out. And now with your head heavy, keep the left foot as it is. Turn your right knee and toes to face the front of the room. For this hybrid pose called down dog lunge, walk your hands to the left corner of your mat. You might be on your fingertips, you might be up on blocks. But picture from your hips up, you're in downward facing dog. From your hips down, you're in warrior two. So as you push your palms down and forward, let your hips lift up and back towards the long edge of your mat. Take a full breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into your right thigh as you guide your right knee open towards your pinky toes. Good. Now with the head staying heavy, keep walking your hands back to frame out your right foot. We meet in downward facing dog. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Pedal those heels. Notice what you feel. Now wait for your inhale more than my voice. Come forward to your plank pose. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Take your time. Inhale to rise for Cobra. Think shoulder blades hug on the upper back. And exhale to bring it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, float the left leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. You might bring your strap with you as you pivot your hands and feet to the right. We'll take a shoulder stretch with this wide-legged forward fold. So I love to hold the strap between my hands. Gives my chest and my upper back way more extra space. You might also interlace your fingers at your low back, up to you. But once you have your strap or your hands at the lowest part of your back, reach your arms off of your tush towards the sky. Now tiny bend in your knees so that they don't lock. Tiny bend in your elbows so that those don't lock. And now with some resistance, try to tug your strap apart. Think shoulder blades together on your upper back as you let your head get heavier to the earth. A full breath in. Stay for your exhale. Maybe your arms reach overhead towards the long edge of your mat. And then inhale to release your hands back to your tush. Get your strap if you have it. For down dog lunge, turn just your left knee and your left toes to face the front of the room. Walk your hands to the right corner and the right side of your mat. Your hands might be high up on blocks. They might be on fingertips. But let your palms be forward of your shoulders and as wide as your shoulders. And then use them. Push them down and forward to lift your tush up and back. And as your hips lift high, your head stays heavy, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Maybe you bend into that left thigh as you guide your left knee open, away from your left armpit. Now inhale to keep walking those hands back to frame out the left foot. Step it all the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from side to side and notice what you feel. Now inhale through to plank pose. Find the top of your push-up. Exhale to lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on the ground, reach your arms alongside of you and flip your palms down to face the floor. We'll take a round of locust pose. With your head heavy, feel your legs behind you in space. And by no means do they have to touch, but can you energetically hug your legs towards each other? Now hug the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the earth, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. As you lift everything but the belly and hips, and you think of this less how high you can get, but more how long you can become. So even gently tuck your chin towards your chest. Feel the crown of your head reach to the front of the room. And as you hug your shoulder blades together, lift your palms 1 more inch. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Lower down. You can make a pillow with your hands. You might rest on one of your cheeks. You might rest on your forehead. You might wiggle your hips from side to side. But breathe full, wide, and expansive into your belly and chest. And let the lowest part of your back broaden and widen. Okay, keeping that connection to your breath. We'll stay on the floor for a moment to come in for the first of the thigh stretches. For half frog, Ardha Vaikasana, make a pillow with your right hand. Let your forehead rest on your right palm. And now bend your left knee and reach your left hand around for the pinky side edge of the left foot. Then as you draw your left heel towards your tush, press your left thigh down into your sticky mat, and then hug your inner thighs towards each other to clear space through the low back. As you shrug your left shoulder up and back, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale, maybe draw your left heel towards your left tush as you kick your foot back into your hand. Good, on an inhale, watch the release. Slowly let go of the left leg. Switch sides, a pillow with your left palm. Bend your left knee and reach your left hand around for the left foot for this belly down thigh stretch. Oftentimes when I bend the knee, my thigh wants to open off to the right. So see if you can, hug your inner thighs towards each other. Shrug your right shoulder up and back. And as you draw your right heel down towards your right tush, take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale, simultaneously push your foot back into that hand. On your next breath, inhale to release the hold of the leg. Bring your hands to either side of your chest, curl your toes under, press yourself up through the tabletop, and sit back onto your heels, shake it out, sip some water. Leave a breath or two. The air conditioning and fans are on. We're feeling okay? Comfortably toasting? It's like, okay. We won't talk about the weather. We're going to spend some time for a moment on the crown of the head. So if you'd like for a blanket, I like to place a blanket somewhere in the middle of my mat. I'll show you where we're going. A pose called rabbit pose, Sasasana. We're going to explore what it feels like to be on the crown of the head for a second with both feet and knees on the ground. And then we'll revisit this again a little later. So, before we begin, we started class today by bringing one hand to the top of your head. This is going to be really important, especially in a moment as we move towards headstand. So I want you to think not near the hairline, nor near the back of your skull, but right in the center of the top. The top of the center of the top, middle of your head. And it's less pressing your hand down, but more pushing your head up into your palm to feel length through all 4 sides of the neck. So that same thing will apply. For this round, your hands will come onto the sticky mat, and you'll do this in a moment. You come into tabletop, and you reach your chest forward, bend your elbows, and kiss the crown of your head down onto the ground. Now once your head is on the floor, remember we did this a few weeks ago in chin stand, my tendency is always, okay, head's on the ground, don't need these anymore. But you really want to feel your palms. Hug your hands together, hug your hands back towards your knees, and breathe here so that you feel length through the sides of your neck. So that's going to be stage 1. Yeah? We'll stay here for a few breaths, come up to a seat, and then I'll show you the next option. If anyone has anything going on in the neck or shoulders or anything in the upper back where this doesn't feel anything but reasonable, you will work the headless headstand variation, meaning dolphin pose. Your forearms come down, you keep looking up, and you lift your knees and hips up. You still get your head below the chest in an inversion. Sound good? Okay, Find your blanket, if you'd like to have it, somewhere in the middle of your mat. And we all meet in tabletop with your hands behind your blanket, so palms are on your sticky mat. Good. Once your palms come to your sticky mat, lower your knees to the floor and now look forward. Take a big breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. Good. Now reach your chest forward. Bend your elbows and lower the crown of your head down onto the blanket. Think not the hairline, not the back of the skull, but the crown itself. Now keep your knees down, keep your feet down, breathe here. Without moving your hands, can you hug your hands together from right to left? Can you keep hugging your hands together? And now imagine like you could drag your hands back towards your knees. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. And now on an inhale, like a seesaw, press yourself back up to a seat. And a breath. How'd that go? Yay. The crown of the head, I said this when we did chin stand a couple of weeks ago. The throat and the crown of the head is something I never think about unless I have a headache or a sore throat. So the first time after a while when I balance on the head, I'm like, oh my God, what is up here? What's happening up here? So we do this first round with your knees and feet down for a reason, so you can really breathe. Because in some forms of yoga, you're thought to take headstand or Shirshasana for 15 to 20 breaths without moving. This was 2 breaths. Yeah, we're not doing 15 to 20 breaths today, but we give ourselves a moment to just notice what's happening. There's so many neural connections and things going on in the head. What does it feel like to be weight bearing on it? Now the next version, we'll do one more and then we'll revisit this later. You do the same thing, crown of your head down. And now completely optional, if you want to add more weight, you curl your toes and you lift your knees up away from the ground. As soon as your knees lift up, it's going to be a lot more weight on the crown of the head. And I know this isn't real math, but this is my yoga math. When your knees lift, there's 100% of weight in your right hand, 100% of weight in your left hand, and like 72% of weight in the crown of your head. Just because we're balancing on the head doesn't mean that it gets majority of the weight. For a total of 1,000, okay, this doesn't make sense. The point is use your hands. Claw them together, hug them back to create length and not compression through the sides of your neck. Yeah? Okay, if you saw that and you're like, I would like to keep my knees down, please keep your knees down, just like we did before. But if you're moving to the knees up, I'll talk you through it. But let's all meet in tabletop. Come onto all fours. In your tabletop position, hands on your sticky mat. Now look forward, take a big breath in. Open your mouth to let that breath go. Now reach your chest forward, bend your elbows and kiss the crown of your head onto your blanket or onto the sticky mat. Curl your toes under, lift your knees and hips up, and now 100% of weight in the right, 100 in the left, 71% in the crown of the head. Hug your hands together. Hug your hands back towards your feet and do your best to breathe. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale, and when you do not want to do this anymore, you lower your knees to the ground. Take a breath in table and child's pose before we find our way up to a seat. How'd that go? I know, you're like, who is she? Is everything attached? Okay, if there are any questions, feel free to let me know. We'll do this again a little later. We'll come up to the wall, but just keep this in your memory. You can clear the blanket out of the way. Walk your hands to the top of your mat. Walk your knees back behind your hips. And once again, we meet in downward facing dog. Now from your down dog, lift the right leg up and back. Step your right foot forward to catch your lunge. A big inhale in brings you up to high lunge as you reach your arms and your chest and torso to the sky. Feel free to walk the right foot an inch or 2 over to the right so your feet are less on that tightrope. And now this time, interlace your fingers, bring your hands to the back of your head, and dart your elbows forward towards the front of the room. Press your head back into your palms, and use your palms to lengthen your head towards the sky. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend into that right thigh. Now you're more than welcome to stay here, or for a baby back bend, press your head back into your palm, lift your chest up to the sky, and maybe your gaze starts to travel to where the wall and ceiling meet. Maybe it looks to the sky as you curl yourself up and back. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale, maybe bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. And then on an inhale, press your head into your palms into your head to draw yourself up through center. Hands to your hips. Tiny bend in the back knee, get springy, and up to stand we come. Hop off the left foot. Stand down through your right leg. Grow 1 inch taller through the top of your head. For supported warrior 3, soften your right standing knee. Begin to hinge your hips forward. Reach your chest to the front of the room and extend back through that left leg. Less about how high the left leg can be, but can you let it be active? So flex the left foot, straighten your left leg, reach back through your left heel, and think chest forward towards the front of the room. Now, if you haven't already, bring your hands to blocks or fingertips out in front of that right foot. Once your hands tap the floor or blocks, flex the left foot, reach back through your left heel, and slide your heart forward towards the front of the room. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale, lift your left inner thigh 1 more inch to the sky. And now soften your right knee just enough to tap the left foot back to lunge. Not quite done. Bring your hands to the ground and either pigeon pose or lizard lunge. So for pigeon, you heel toe the right foot over to the left and lower your right knee and shin down onto the ground. If for any reason pigeon doesn't feel suitable on the knee or hip, walk your right foot over to the right for lizard. But once you lower into your lizard or pigeon, come high up onto your fingertips or blocks out in front of you. Hug your back knee forward, lift up through the chest, and now bend your left knee to lift your left toes up off the ground. Breathe right here. Or to find any different sensation in the left thigh, reach your left hand around for the left foot. Oh, God. I haven't done this in so long. No one else? Audible sounds? Whew. Take a breath. Slide the ribs back. Hug the shoulder blades together and see if you can look away from the floor. A big breath in. Stay for your exhale as you offer the breath out. And now inhale to release the hold of the leg. Plant your palms. We meet in downward facing dog. Take all the time you need to find your way there. Hips to the sky. Pedal the heels, a breath to notice. Your choice, always. You can stay here and breathe. You might lower your knees to the ground and take your breaths close to gravity. Or your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together already. But anywhere you choose to go, stillness or movement, can you offer it to your breath? Big inhales in and steady exhales out. When your next few breaths bring you back to your downward facing dog, you got one last side to do. Lift the left leg up and back. Step your left foot forward to catch your lunge. Take your time. Inhale to rise for high lunge on the second side. You might walk the left foot an inch or two over to the left, but one more time as you interlace that awkward thumb or pinky on top, bring your hands to the back of your head. Dart your elbows forward towards the front of the room. And like you've created this hammock for your hands, press your head back, slide the ribs back, and use your palms to lengthen your head towards the sky. Stay right here, breathing into every corner of your being. Or the more you press your head back, you might start to take this baby back bend, lifting up through your heart. Maybe you look up to the sky. Maybe you start to curl back, but take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale, even bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now on your inhale, come all the way back through center. Bring your hands to your hips, up to stand we come. All the hops to spring off that right foot. Stand down through your left leg, grow 1 inch taller through the top of your head. And now for standing warrior 3, soften your knee, hinge from your hips. Let your hands go anywhere it steadies you, onto your hips, overhead, or by your sides. As you flex the right foot, straighten through the right leg. Hug your right leg an inch to the left. Reach back through the right heel and the bottom of your heart forward to the front of the room. If you haven't already, bring your hands up onto blocks or fingertips in front of the left foot. And now lift your right inner thigh 1 more inch to the sky. Reach back through your right heel and slide your chest and the crown of your head forward. A breath. Now soften the left knee enough to tap the right toes to lunge. Hands come to the ground, and your choice, pigeon pose. You might heel toe the left foot over to the right to lower the left knee and shin down. You might walk your left foot to the left for lizard lunge. But as you hug your knees towards each other, meaning right knee forward, left knee back, push into your blocks or the ground to lift your heart. And now bend your right knee to lift the right toes up off the ground. Stay here the whole time, or with your left hand steady on your block or on the ground. Reach the right hand back. A breath. Anytime I bend the knee, my ribs and belly always move forward. If that's happening for you too, you might slide the ribs back. Everyone hug the shoulder blades together and try to look away from the floor. A big breath in. 1 more exhale out. And then inhale to release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms onto your sticky mat. Take it back to downward facing dog for a breath longer as you lift your hips to the sky. Pedal your heels. Notice what you feel. And now from your down dog, lift both heels high. Soften your knees, look forward. And 1 foot at a time, walk your feet towards your palms into that forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. On your exhale, fold in towards yourself. Take a long breath in to rise. Stand through your legs, reach up, touch the sky. And exhale to release. Hands by your sides. Whew. We made it. Please come to the wall. We'll close today at the wall, so you can bring all of your props, everything around you, to some wall space. Plenty of room for all of us. Just on the short edges of your mat to the wall. There we go. You been here?
Can I jump above?
You can go there, yeah. Everyone finding some room? Who wants some room? Yay. We're gonna scooch you guys just a little closer. Yeah. And then we'll find some wall space. Thank you. Yay! All right. So Shirshasana, headstand. In English, I've heard it being translated to the king of all asanas. Questionable, but we'll go with it. Headstand is a pose, in the gamut of inversions. There's shoulder stand, headstand, forearm stand, and handstand. And headstand, at least for me, was kind of a quick entry into inversions, only because there's so much of your surface area on the ground. In some versions, there's your forearms, there's the crown of your head, and it helps you control where your legs and torso are. I like to practice this pose during our 7th chakra at the crown of the head, because it's one of the poses that you can really feel what it's like to be waiting on the crown of the head. But like I mentioned, if there's anything going on in the neck, the shoulders, where this doesn't feel supportive, it doesn't feel sustainable, no obligation to do it. Forearm stand will be a great variation, meaning headless headstand, where your head is up off the ground. So, because it's this last week of the chakra series, I'm going to offer 3 variations. We'll do 3 rounds of headstand. You're more than welcome to do 1, to do 0, to do all 3. But for the first one, is slightly different than when we did. Now, that one that we did on the floor a moment ago is called tripod headstand, where your head and your hands make a triangle shape. When I've taught this pose before in class, a lot of people will come up to me and be like, I used to do that as a kid. I called it egg. And I'm like, yes, that is a variation. As somebody who never grew up tumbling or doing any gymnastics, when I first did tripod headstand, I was interested in this one. There's not enough of me touching the ground. But if you like that one and you prefer that one, please feel free to take it. The one I'm going to show you is with the forearms down on the ground. So this is what it looks like. In a moment, you'll face the wall. Like we did with the hands interlaced at the back of the head, you'll lower your forearms down. And now, not the hairline, not the back of the head, but the crown lowers onto, this is eternally, the buns are always in the way, but the crown of your head lowers. And now here, the toes curl under. I want you to think less of how big of a kick can I do, but how much can I bend my knees and tiptoe my feet in towards my elbows. And then maybe you lift one heel, see what it feels like to be asymmetrical. Maybe you straighten a leg like warrior 3, and you do a tiny bend in this bottom knee. And remember, you're very close to the wall, so it won't take much hopping to bring both or one feet to the wall. Once your feet come to the wall, do you remember the math? 100 in the right forearm, 100 in the left, 68% of the crown of the head. Yeah, it's almost like the crown of your head is definitely touching, but you're not compressing the sides of your neck. You're really using these guys to steady you. Yes?
Is the main difference between the forearms down and I guess the other tripod?
Yeah.
The pressure on the head and the strength in the arms?
It can be. It also is, if anyone has any insight to this, if you prefer one or the other, proportions. Some people with this one, the proportions, it gets a lot of compression on the sides of the neck, versus this one, you can create a little bit more length in the sides of the neck. Do you have an answer to that?
Me?
Yeah.
I always have neck stuff.
Yeah.
So like I just don't have
Yeah, it's just not that protect, which we love.
I'm always here.
Yeah. Yeah, tripod headstand can be, also because tripod headstand, if you think about it, is crow pose. So it's a big hip opener to get into there, which we've done a lot of hip openers already today in class. You're getting very, very small in that shape. Everyone have something they want to do? Yeah? I'll talk you through this forearm one. If you're going in another direction in tripod or legs up the wall, please feel free to work on your own or call me over if you want any assistance in picking something. But for those that are coming into that forearm stand version, face the wall, lower down onto your forearms and your knees as you interlace your fingers. Good, now take a breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now lower the crown of your head into that little hammock of your hands that you've created. Take a breath here. Curl all 10 of your toes under. Lift your knees and your hips up like you would in down dog. 100 in the right, 100 in the left. Push your forearms down into the floor even more. And now maybe you explore lifting one leg, kissing your tush, and then doing the other. One foot can stay on the ground the whole time. Or maybe both feet, one foot lifts, tiny bend in the bottom knee, and you're much closer to the wall than you think as you send your feet and your butt to the wall. Once your legs are up, flex your feet, see if you can hug your legs together. Let them become one energetic pull. And as you push down into your forearms, lift your heels and your toes to the sky. Breathe. When you want to come out, you lower one leg at a time. Lower into child's pose for a moment, just where your head could be below your chest. Before you come to sit up, otherwise you see stars, which is what always happens to me. Nice. How'd that go? It looked good. I heard y'all breathing in there, which is nice.
That was the first time I heard
Yay! How do you feel?
It's very fun.
It's very fun. Yeah, it's one of those, the metaphor of inversions. I mean, there's so many metaphors, but especially when you're upside down, it is a moment where it is a drawing in of your concentration. Because if you were to think about literally anything else, like, oh, I've been itching my toe, or I'm going to eat a snack after this, down it goes. So inversions are the place in which where not only physically you're drawing energy inward, but intentionally you're really concentrating on what you're doing. It can be fun.
I like that we did the tripod earlier in the class because it kind of, that was good.
Yes.
I want to do more, and then we were going to
most important thing is I heard you guys breathing when you were upside down. Okay, like I said, 2 more options, and after this we're gonna lay down at the wall and do some hip openers. So, doing the same thing again, exactly what you just did, you might learn something different, you might play with the other leg. The other variation is similar, but if you came into headstand and you're like, okay, reasonable, I'd like something different, is doing the same setup, forearms down, lift your knees and hips up. And this time you walk it in. You walk it in, I know you can't see my side profile, but my hips are going over my shoulders, so much that when they go up, both feet might hover. And then you might lift the legs simultaneously, and then lower the legs simultaneously. And then lift the legs simultaneously, and lower them. Maybe you do 3, maybe you do 7 for the 7th chakra, maybe you do 0. And when you do not want to do this anymore, I don't want to do it anymore, you rest. Yeah? The idea is that you're walking it in so much that your legs become lighter because your torso is almost at a little diagonal. So it gives your legs like a seesaw to lift it. If you saw that and you're like, Anisha, no, I do not, no interest. Do anything that you did before. Try lifting the other leg up, the one that you don't often do. See what it's like to draw one heel towards your tush. Maybe you take an extra breath than you did before. Maybe you breathe for the first time when you're in it. Yeah? Second round. Your choice. Anything that we've done, legs up the wall, headless headstand, but come to face the wall if you're moving towards that hiking. Now lower your forearms and the crown of your head to the earth, or in your tripod. Take a breath. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees and hips up. Press your right forearm down, your left forearm down. Lift your booty up. And now walk it in. Walk it in, 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 walk it in. When you cannot walk it in anymore, walk it in even more. And then maybe your toes float up off the floor with the legs bent or straight. You reach your feet to the wall, stay still, or lower them down, knees closed. Breathing. Anywhere you are, trying to breathe. Let me see if you can straighten that right leg when you reach in. Whichever leg you want to lift. Sometimes when my knee is bent, it becomes really unstable. How'd that go? No rush. Stay in for as long as you'd like. Yeah. Okay, third and final option. Because again, we only do this once a year, right? We only do chin stand once a year, only do headstand once a year. So we're really just leaning into it. The third option, if you so desire, this is if you have enough space on either side of you. These are all just different ways to get your legs into the shape. You can do the Warrior 3 version that we did. I'm just showing you all that we've done. This was the Warrior 3. This was the pike. And now maybe the wide-legged forward fold. Yeah, where feet come wide. Alex Holmes always teaches drawing one heel towards your tush and straightening your legs. You can also try wide-legged forward fold, to wide-legged forward fold, to legs straight, to wide-legged forward fold, to come down, and then lower the knees. Yeah? Be mindful of those around you, because the legs are wide. Yeah? You can also do this, I hate this one so much, in your tripod.
Oh, that's like the crow.
Yep. Oh, Jesus God. It's so hard. I'm sweating. Yeah? Again, your choice. Rest. We're going to meet you there momentarily. Anything that we've just done, Warrior 3 in the legs, the pikes in the legs, or the wide-legged forward fold. But take another few breaths. Last variation of headstand. Call me over if you have any questions whatsoever or need some direction and where to go.
Whenever I try to bring my both my feet up at the same time, I have trouble like stopping at
Once you're on your back, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the ground, and give your right leg a hug in towards your belly or chest. Make some small circles with the right foot or ankle. See if you can spread the right toes. Point the right toes. Feel all those corners of your feet. Now take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. That's it. If you're very close to the wall, you might worm yourself so that you're more in the middle of your back, because eventually straighten your left leg long in front of you. If your left toes touch the wall, no big deal. But for a supine twist, watching for those neighbors, let your left hand hold your right thigh and move the right leg up and over to the left. Very similar to that first twisted lunge we did in class, but slightly different while you're laying against the earth. Once you're on your back, let both shoulder blades get heavy. Let the back of your head soften. So you take a longer breath in and a steadier breath out. And on your next inhale, draw the right leg up through center. Lower the right foot to the floor and give your left leg a hug in towards your belly or chest. Start with some small circles on the foot or ankle. See if you can spread the toes, point the toes. Feel the four corners of your feet. And now begin to straighten that right leg long in front of you. For the twist on the other side, as your right hand holds your left thigh, move the left leg up and over to the right. Your left palm might rest on your belly or on your ribs. If there's enough space, you might reach your left arm off to the side. But listen for your breath. A deep inhale in. And open your mouth to let that breath go. Take another breath in, down, and wide. And exhale to offer all of that breath out. Now on your next inhalation, draw that left leg up through center. Give both of your legs a hug in towards your belly or chest. Make some small circles in one or the other direction. You might lean gently from side to side or stay still. Feel the lowest part of your hips, your upper back, and the back of your head heavy on the earth. A deep breath in. And open your mouth to let that breath go. And release the hold of your legs down to the earth. I'll talk you through therapy balls this afternoon in the back of your head. If you'd like to set up early for rest, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll meet you there momentarily. But for those that are doing therapy balls in the back of the head, you can keep them in their toe or take them out. It's up to you. Lift your head and your shoulders up off the ground. And pop the therapy balls at the very back of your skull. We all have those two occipital lobes at the base of your skull, the top of your neck. If it doesn't feel too tender or sensitive, you can place those therapy balls right on those two bony points. Sometimes I find if I don't stay holding them, they slip out of the way. So you might gently hold as your elbows drop off to the side. And on your own, begin to nod your head yes. And slowly nod your head no. And do that a few times on your own as you nod your head yes and no. Notice what you feel in the very back of your skull. After a few breaths here, you can stay, or for somewhere new, bring the therapy balls a few inches higher than where they just were, in the middle of your skull. They might be very close together, they may be slightly wider apart. And as the elbows get heavy, take a big breath in. Open your mouth to let that breath out. And then again, start to nod your head yes. And slowly nod your head no. And you nod your head no to the right. You might make some small circles when you're there. And you nod your head no to the left, maybe some circles in your head. After a few breaths here at the base, perhaps in the middle of your skull, take your time to pop the therapy balls out and let the weight of your head drop down onto the earth. As we set up for rest for a few moments, give yourself the time to take anything you need, any layers, any props. You might let your hair down or set your glasses safely off to the side. If you're close enough to the wall, your feet might touch the wall. For this sense of grounding, of heaviness, and of tethering to something solid. As you lay against the earth, with your eyes softly closed or softly open, you listen for the full fluency of your breath. At each inhale, move in, down, and wide. And every exhale pours itself up, out, and through you. And that molten red at the base of your spine. The root chakra with the quality of earth, grounding you to the floor beneath. Water in and through the hips, the color of orange. The yellow like the rays of the sun in the center of your belly. The lush emerald green of the heart. The vibrant blue of the throat. And the indigo in between the eyebrows. We come to the 1,000-petal lotus at the crown of your head. And for each petal that unfurls, there's another 1,000 waiting to reveal themselves to you. So as you lay here against the earth, the brilliant vibration of all the colors, of each one of the elements, and you let every round of your breath let your body get heavier into the ground. And the heavier your body becomes, the more expansive, the more spacious, and the more divine you may just start to feel. Your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Just watching for neighbors and props. You might reach your legs away from your arms, or draw your knees in towards your own chest. When the time comes, we'll all meet with both knees bent, one or both of your arms overhead, as you roll over onto your right hand side, watching for those around you. You can press into the floor and come up to rise to a tall seat facing the middle of the room. If you'd like to sit with your back all the way up to the wall for some added support, please feel free to do so. As we finish our time and our practice together with one more of those breaths, you can draw your hands to center anywhere that feels for you. Deep breath in, to let it all go. So you might bow your head to your heart, or lift your hands towards your head in such a sweet yet simple gesture of self-reverence. Bowing to yourself and to each other who practiced alongside next to you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Enjoy your week, drink water, take care of yourselves and each other. The two announcements that I have, next Monday is already Memorial Day. I don't know how that came or where that went, but there's only one class. I'm teaching 10:30 next Monday, and then all other classes in the morning or an evening are happening. So if you're free a little earlier, I'll be here from 10:30 to 11:30. And then the rest of next week is all regular. It's just next Monday. I'm starting in 2 weeks in June. On Monday nights, I'll be teaching a pose breakdown series where each Monday for an hour and a half, we get a different series of poses. So it'll be inversions and back bends, arm balances and hip openers, binds and twists, and then the last one is creme de la creme. You can come to one, you can come to all. If there's interest, come find me. For Monday nights. What do you have, Molly? Nothing yet. Okay.
Just wait.
Anyone else have announcements? Anything? Thank you.
This Friday in my store, we're gonna have like a little thing, like cocktails and little bites and a DJ. It's called Vintage Art Class.
This is Keyshawn. More vintage art bags. Beautiful store. Keyshawn is a dream. This Friday.
So many great things in there.
6:30 to 8. Monday
So
night.
you're replacing Mary's intermediate advanced one?
It's a 4-week series. No, I'm going to be downstairs. So she's going to still be teaching upstairs. And then I'll be downstairs teaching upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
And,
and now I go
requests
straight
are
from
open.
your.
You know, I'll have an agenda with there's poses
Yeah.
that you or anyone has that they're like, I've never known how to do this.
All the work
We
after this, but
talk about it, we break it down.
This is my big
Psych and all
bookstore.
that.
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't. My dad was actually performing in West Philly, so I was in West Philly that weekend. Yeah. How was it for you? Yeah. I saw pictures of friends who went, and it looked incredible.
It was so perfectly done. And I sold so many.
Yes.
I love
Yeah, and it was nice. Everybody was like.
Friendly and happy.